Hey, what's up, guys? How are you? Welcome to the part 3 of how to make Pringles in Cinema 4D. I am Ayo Roland, and let's get started. So, we made the can and the cover, also the stage in the previous parts. So now we are going to make the Pringles itself. Alright, so now let's hide this for now and let's create a new file. Alright, so now we are going to be using a disk, and let's turn on ground shading lines to see our segments. So now we're just going to be using just 12 segments because we are still going to add a subdivision surface to it, and we do not want that much subdivision. Alright, so now we are going to be using a wrap deformer as this one, and we're going to make it a child of the disk. So now when we turn this, we're going to rotate the wrap, rotate it 90 degrees. So while rotating, you hold shift and drag and rotate it 90 degrees. So we have this 90 degrees now, and now we rotate it here 180 degrees. So now this is our wrap. I know, yes, it looks very weird for now, but now we are going to duplicate this wrap. While holding control, we would drag this way and hold shift and make it 180, then turn it this way and make it 90 degrees. So now our Pringles is almost done, almost ready, but we are just going to tweak few things. For example, we are going to tweak the curvature of this. We do not need much, and we are going to also tweak the second one. So we're just going to drag it this way a little, and we are good to go. We have our basic shape for our Pringles. So now, just in case, I always like to keep a duplicate copy, so hold control, drag down, and we just hide this. Alright, so now we would work with this, and that is one we have visible. And so we would select everything, right click, connect and delete objects, and this is what we have right now. Alright, so now we're going to be making few adjustments to this, and so we'll click this, we click this, and we click this and click this. Yeah, right. Okay, so now we can go to our top view, and we scale on the z-axis. Oops, sorry, scale on the z-axis, because that is what we want. And then we pick this, hold shift, pick this, and also scale on the z-axis. And now generally we scale this on the z-axis too. Okay, so now it's looking more like it, but I think this curvature on this x-axis is quite too much, so we want to lessen it, and we can do that by scaling on the y-axis this way. So now this is what we have. Alright, so now having done this, we hold Alt and click on our subdivision surface, and tada, we have our Pringles shape. Okay, I think we made this too narrow, so let's go back and select these ones while holding shift and scale out a little bit. Okay, all right, and I think we're good to go. Yeah, we're good to go. We could also do this, just scale a little bit this way, and perfect. I think we're good. All right, so now we want to bend this. Sorry, we want to extrude this from itself. So now let's turn on the subdivision surface so we can see. So Control A, select all, then MT to extrude. And now when we extrude this way, adjust a little bit, probably 5 is good. All right, so now when we turn back the subdivision surface, this is what we have. We have our nice looking Pringles. Okay, I think it's way too narrow, so I'm just going to scale it there a little bit, and I think it's good. It's good this way. It's good this way. All right. So just make few changes, few tweaks to your model, and just do what works best for you. Oops, sorry, we have to go back because we did not create caps. So while extruding, you always want to make sure empty that you have create caps checked on. And we made that mistake. Okay, so make sure you have create caps checked on, and you can extrude this way. So as I said, 5 is good. All right, so we have 5, and let's turn this back on. And yeah, as you can see, this is looking pretty good. Pretty good. Now let's make the changes we made earlier again to this. So we scale this on the z-axis, and we scale this on the y-axis, and we're good to go. Our Pringles is ready, so we can start eating. Well, all right, so now let's go over to the texturing. We can turn this back to our ground shading, and let's go to the texturing. So now we want to create we could use an octane diffuse material, and double click, and node editor. So now we, in the diffuse channel, we want to load up a gradient. All right, so we have a gradient, and we plug this to the diffuse, and this is what we are going to do. We are going to click on complex and pull this down. All right, so now we have RGB spectrum 1, and duplicate it. RGB spectrum. Okay, before we duplicate this, we could delete, and let's work on this one first. So now on this, we want to choose a light orange, like yellowish kind of color. This is going to be like the base of the Pringles color. Then we plug it to the starts, and we want to duplicate this and try to make it lighter. just a little bit lighter, and plug it on to the end. Alright, so now this is what we have. Let's apply it on our material, on our model, to see what we have. We could turn on Octane, and just to see how this looks like, or how this is coming together. Alright, so now we, in the roughness channel, we want to create a noise actually, and so we drag and drop a noise. So on this noise, oh okay, not this noise, sorry. Okay, yeah, here we go. We want to use this noise. This is the noise we're using, and we drag and drop. Okay, we need another gradient actually, so we drag this, put it on the roughness. We make this also complex, remove this and this. Okay, so now we want to change the global scale from 100 to something like 10 or 12. Okay, and we want to change the colors also to something really reddish orange, like for example like this, and also change this to just probably a lighter one. Alright, and oops, sorry. Okay, now we can duplicate this and plug it to the end, and also change the colors, and probably make this one dark, and I'll probably leave it at this. Alright, now let's take a look at what we have. We cannot see anything for now because it is plugged to the roughness channel, and what we want to do is go back and also plug this to the bump channel. As we can see already here, it is already giving that bump like texture. Alright, so we also can try plugging it to the displacement channel. So for that we'll need a displacement. Plug it here and plug this here, and let's see. So we can actually, when we increase this, increase the texture to probably this. So as we can see, there's not much changes, but it is something. So we can actually, let's see how this will look when we plug this. Oh, all right, okay, we can plug this right here, but then we need to change, we need to reduce our amounts, because we do not need much, just a little, probably 0.5, no, yeah, 0.5. Oops, sorry, 0.5. Okay, let's say 1. Okay, 1 is good. Alright, so now we have our Pringles texture, and I think our Pringles is good to go. Alright, well, if you do have a better or more sophisticated way of doing the texture, you could leave it down in the comment section, and we could make something cool. All right. Now we could just take this back to our main comp. So Alt G, that's to group, and Control C, and take it back to our main comp. Control V, and please always make sure you press save, because most times I found out that when you click on your render, when you send your scene, Octane most times crashes, so we do not want that. So now we want to scale this down, scale it down, and let's turn off the cover, and let's place this inside. Okay, so now I'll place this in, but before we place this in, let's bring this out from the subdivision surface, and let's apply a cloner. So you press Alt and click on cloner, and drag the cloner into the subdivision surface. So now the subdivision surface acts as it clones everything together, and it smoothens everything and works for everything. That's the whole cloner. Okay, now now we want to increase the count. But first of all, you could drag this down, let's say. So we want to increase the count to probably, let's say, 20. Okay, and now we can drag this down and push this inside. So now we click on our cylinder, and we add a rigid body tag to it, and then we go to the collision, compound collision shape, and click on this, and we click on moving mesh. Okay, so that's to tell Cinema 4D that this has a hole and it's a compound collision shape. So now we click on our cloner and add a we are supposed to add a collider body to the cylinder actually. So we let's delete this, let's add a collider body, and that's this. So collider body, compound collision shape, and moving mesh. Alright, so on the cloner we add a rigid body, and we click apply to children and turn individual elements to all. Right, so now when we click on play, this is what we have. It busts out and acts, and everything acts, you know, so natural. So now let's add this collider body to the stage, so it falls on the stage also. So we have it here, and so let's drag this is the stage, so we just control and click and drag. So when we press play, it goes off, you know, and bounces on the stage. So that is what we have. Okay, now when we click on this and click on this also, we can actually just bend it a little bit and press play, so we can see, you know, when you want to make TV commercials and stuff. So you could just do it something like this, and you know, just enjoy yourself. And it's looking pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, so now all you need to do is just throw in some lights, some area lights, octane area lights, and you know, just make your scene look good. Okay, we could drag this backwards, backwards this way, and let's bend it a little bit, so we can bend it this way, increase this, and now we want to reduce the power because that is looking way too much. So we can have this is looking pretty good, and we change this to path tracing. And so let's quickly go over the settings, obtain settings. Most times I always use probably 1000 or 800, and I bring this down and this down also, and the GI clamp, just make it something like 8 or probably 7, and that's good. Sorry, so that's good. So you can turn on adaptive sampling, and just to make your render a little less noisy. So whatever parts that turn green means Octane has calculated that area, and so yeah, so now our parts, everything is looking pretty good. So now when we switch to the main, we see we have no noise on this. So that is pretty much the end of the tutorial. You could you know, render pretty much anything. You could just, if you want to change the cover art, all you need to do is just go into the texture and go into your node editor and come here and change it to whatever you want to change it to, and it's gonna switch as we can see right here. So that is pretty much the end of the tutorial. I hope you guys learned something. My name is Ayo Roland from Paratunes, and I'll see you guys some other time. Keep making stuffs.